After being the home league, Zillick decides to visit the Sinnoh region after hearing about a mysterious Pokemon that will teach him something epic. Pokemon is a big franchise. It's so big that at some point I had to ask myself an important question. How much Pokemon knowledge is too much Pokemon knowledge? Anyway, that's when I made a terrible decision. After exploring Hoenn, I decided to head to the land of Sinnoh. And that's when I met a mysterious Pokemon.
LOL.
Oh, a Glaceon. Please don't judge me, I forgot to bring a jacket. It's cold.
My name is Yuki. You need to learn Iceberg of Prophecy. LOL.
That's not an iceberg, that's a glacier.
IT speak risings all trainers know dot you must enter and save the universe.
So, you want me to explain all of this? Do I at least get help?
Your friends will help along the day LOL. Have fun LOL.
Well, here goes nothing. Okay, so before we go any further, quick clarification, this is an iceberg video. If you're someone who's never watched one before, this is an iceberg chart. Basically, a way of organizing information from very well-known stuff at the top to increasingly more obscure stuff as you go down. And nothing is more iceberg-worthy than Pokemon. I yap about it all the time. I know a lot about Pokemon to an embarrassing degree, which is why this is also a ginormous iceberg, on purpose, because Pokemon is one of the biggest video game franchises ever. And the deeper look, the more stuff there that has just vanished into history. I also note I'll be focusing on the Pokemon games instead of the training cards or the show. I grew up with the video games, so that makes it easier. Or I don't know, maybe Yuki doesn't like cards or something. Okay, fine, I will stop yapping and let's explore the first tier. My main man, Pikachu, the most Pokemon looking Pokemon to ever exist. Pikachu is an electric type Pokemon and the official mascot of the Pokemon franchise, so that's why it's everywhere. How dare the mascot do mascot stuff. Pikachu was originally designed by Atsuko Nishida and finalized by Ken Sugimori. It first appeared in Pokemon Red and Green, and it's basically everywhere. Who knew? Charizard. Cool, strong, bald, the definitive Pokemon experience. It's the iconic fire flying type everyone knows about. It's one of those Pokemon you see in merchandise everywhere, and for good reason, just like Pikachu. It is widely considered one of the most popular Pokemon in the franchise. It even mega evolves into two different forms in Gigantamax form, where it looks like an egg. Missingno, and it's an iconic glitch from the original games Red and Blue. It's supposed to be a placeholder for Pokemon data that is either deleted or not officially filled in the game, so it can prevent the game from crashing when it encounters something that's not in the game. In the Pokemon universe, the Pokédex is an encyclopedia that records data on every Pokemon species in the games. Usually there are two types of Pokédex, regional and national. The regional Pokédex lists Pokemon found in a specific region, while national dexes every single Pokemon in the series. As of 2026, the national Pokédex tracks a total of 1,025 Pokemon. Now that's a lot of critters. The SS and truck is a sprite in the original Pokemon games, Red and Blue. That became one of the most famous urban legends in all of gaming even. In the late 90s, A widespread rumor claimed that players could find the mythical Pokemon Mew by moving the truck somehow, maybe with the HM strength or something. It's of course not true. Well, despite being a myth, it's notable enough to be referenced in later games. Shiny Pokemon are rare, colorful versions of a Pokemon that feature a different color palette than the original form, and they even include a sparkle animation upon entering battles. Through Gen 1 and 5, the chances of finding one is a 1 in 8,192 chance. That's a lot of numbers. I'm not good with numbers. While new games, it's a 1 in 4,096 chance. Still pretty rare, all things considered. The first shiny Pokemon I have ever encountered is a Swallow in Alpha Sapphire. His name was Shinebird.
雪図ノート、自力シームストゥハブバードブラインドネス&アクチュアリーメントタイロー、LOL。
What all the fuss is about, at least to the 8-year-old set in this country.
Pokemania. This is the global craze for the Pokemon franchise that peaked during Red and Blue's Western release in the late 90s. During this era, Pokemon became a massive pop culture phenomenon, encompassing video games, trading cards, TV shows, and tons of merchandise. The craze was formed by the release of Pokemon Red and Blue on the Nintendo Game Boy in North America, and during 1998, following their original 1996 release in Japan. It died down around 2002 or so, though it's still a pretty popular franchise to this day, which brings me to the next entry. Pokémon Go. You couldn't escape this app during 2016, which coincidentally was the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. Maybe they'll make something as big as Pokemon Go this year. Who knows? Anyway, Pokemon Go is a mobile game by Niantic that uses augmented reality for players to find and catch Pokemon in the real world. When I think about that year, the first thing that comes to mind is Pokemon Go. Nothing would dethrone that. Okay, maybe except for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Pokemon Go was huge though. But like all fads, died down, but it's still getting updates and new Pokemon to this day. Of all the things to happen that year, this was certainly one of them.
Oh hey, it's Scott the World's nightmare. Before Pokemon ever existed, games like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy had already defined a turn-based party system, leveling mechanics, elemental weakness, and lots of menus. JRPG stands for Japanese Role-Playing Games, though RPG is a pretty broad term, mostly used if a game has experience or you can level up and such. And you get stuff like turn-based or real-time JRPGs. Yeah, that's a video game genre for you. If it were up to 10-year-old me, I would probably just call every game with funny animals in it Minecraft-likes.
Hey, it's me, Zook. Sorry to cut this video short. I really wanted to get this uploaded in time for Pokemon Day and for the 30th anniversary. Same thing. I promise the next part of the Iceberg will be longer and go deeper into the entries. This is going to be a long-term project, so expect more videos like this in the future. I've been actually working on the Iceberg chart by myself since the start of the year, and I only covered a small handful of entries so far. So if you have ideas, leave suggestions in the comments below. I'll rank everything by obscurity, of course. This year has been pretty busy for me, but I want to keep making videos about the things I genuinely enjoy. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see the next part, feel free to subscribe. Also, make sure to check out AsuraKitsune and their art. Yeah, thank you for being in my video. Alright, I'll be going now. See ya.